Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Dual Destinies. And, Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement about how you used a middle-level elevator? I was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually, took a different route, I think. A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean probably. Very nervous individual. Probably? It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you, your accuracy is paramount in court. We've never really charged anyone for perjury, but, you know, we might start today. Here we go again. Let's see, my escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe, I interchange route and route all the time, by the way. Maybe, probably, with the capsules and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. Okay. 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 So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. Is there? Oh, there is. There's a ladder here, right? Wait, no. Where is it? What are you talking about? This ladder here? Oh, there is. Yeah, on the upper and middle level. Yes. Okay. Okay. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire didn't reach that ladder, so we could make our way to make our escape that way. Okay. And the capsule you mentioned? I suppose you mean the thing next to Turan here? Was the capsule that important that you risk your life to take it with you? Yeah, this capsule's like crazy. That they're just carrying around with them. It almost goes without saying, but yeah, that capsule contains asteroid samples. I suppose that is huge, isn't it? Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed its son, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is writing on your testimony. Exactly. Exactly. Maybe I'm guilty after all. I don't know if you can see the stars in prison, but it's more comfortable than a spaceship. Don't talk like this, please. Okay, we're cross-examining this again. Okay, so we have, let's see. There's only 3 statements, by the way. Let's see. My escape route, what I said before was a mistake. Okay. I remember now. It took a different route. I took a different route. Maybe, probably. Maybe, probably, buddy. Maybe, probably. Maybe? Exactly. Did I hear you right, Mrs. Starbuck? I love that smile. I didn't see either of those things. Mission Control, come in, please. An error has occurred in the sound system. Activate the emergency tin can telephone. Oh no! Silence. Yeah, please, we need to get on with this, buddy. We need to get on with this. Stop this nonsense, or I will sever you and your tin can telephone. Here's the thing, he's definitely a nervous dude, right? That's why I kind of feel bad. Like, we know he's genuinely nervous, but like, it seems like he's like, almost like, how do I say it? Like, he's almost like very like jumpy at the prospect of anything, or any questioning, I suppose. I'm gonna get out of this so he doesn't feel like, he's choking. All right, I'm begging you, I'll tell you the truth, just don't sever anything. Apollo, is he going to be all right? I'm starting to think he's not. Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. Let's see. So about when we were running away. So, wait, what's the third statement then again? With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. Oh, this wouldn't be possible. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. Because it's a ladder. He said he was using a ladder. So this would not be possible. So do we press this then? Because how he was carrying 2 things. The upper level of the launch pad area. That's right. That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, that route doesn't exist. So to recap, you had clay over your right shoulder and the capsule on your left. Yeah, they're kind of spelling it out now for me, I suppose. Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up. So even though clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you couldn't. You couldn't climb down the ladder. I don't think the meaning of what he just said hit him yet. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know what you have to do with that statement. Justice don't know.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you know that's inaccurate. He's saying it to us, right to us. Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far. No turning back now. It's time to present some evidence. Okay, so here we go. So Mr. Starbuck escaped with Clay and the capsule, which means it's just like in the footage. I can see why he couldn't run though. He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself. Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could have even walked under those circumstances. Walking straight forward is probably about all I've been able to manage. Yeah, for sure. So I guess with the third statement then again, we find something to present, I guess? Well, we could either present, like, I guess, what, the bombing report, but then, like, I feel like a more accurate thing would be, like, to present the Space Center diagram, which actually has the ladder and shows, like, a really accurate diagram of it. So we'll try this. Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue. No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue. Yeah, that's it. No, that's not what we're looking for. It's truth, Mr. Starbuck.
Your concentration is too low. This area. Depending emergency oxygen tanks.
He is a nervous wreck. Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth from him. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via that upper level route. Not as long as this was along the escape route. The ladder, yeah. There you go. To get down from the upper level to the middle level where the Launchpad 1 corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course, that was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
Objection! You got it. But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Turan over your shoulder, were you not? And I remember he was in full space gear as well, putting him at over 200 pounds. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth. Dude, you're not on the moon.
Objection!
Yeah, we gotta object to our own client. But the Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other, is impossible, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Oh. Improbable at the very least. Like, I could probably do it. No, I couldn't. 200-pound man in my arm? No. So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? It's always bad when we have to do this to our own client, but we have to. Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now!
Engineer. Action like 2 different men.
What? Oh, the little parachute? Oh, he's gone. What is it? This is crazy animations for this character. Help, I'm caught on the ceiling. Help, anyone? Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch our rescue mission at once. Okay, Judge, okay. Well, that's one to take off while being questioned. I've got to prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real. Now there was, crazy animations from this trial with this space guy with Starbuck. Stuff I'm not expecting over and over again. But I wonder if it is just nerves that's like messing with his brain, or if he does have some secret that he doesn't want to tell. I wonder. Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground? Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Not that. Anything but that.
He doesn't want to tell the truth? What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. Yeah, like, again, it's like, it seems like that one event, that one traumatic event has changed everything for this dude. Which happens.
It appears Space Boy is prone to deception. Witness.
Yikes. Yes?
I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of medical side effect?
Oh, Blackwell trying to explain something away like this.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that.
Oh no, is this something very personal? What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Is anxiety medication?
Denari state that Spaceboy is ironically terrified of going into space. That's why he took some precautions just before the launch. For you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in the system.
Oh? I sense things are about to nosedive. Yeah, no, when Blackwell starts, it is trouble for us. You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It was found in the system, but he doesn't remember taking it. How could that be? Oh, man, what if someone gave it to him? Somebody must have slipped into me. That would be awful. That would be terrible. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. If someone slips you to stuff, that's horrible. Because of the side effects. That's why I don't remember much about what happened. That would be crazy. That adds a whole other layer, because that means there's someone out there who, like, wanted you not to, or at least wanted you to be, like, I guess, less, not aware, but less, like, I guess, I don't know what would you call it, like, in terms of, like, an anti-anxiety medication, like, in terms of what they wanted you to feel like. Order in the court. We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, this certainly explains why his testimony kept changing. Why didn't you just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anyone to find out he was terrified of going into space. Maybe I really did do it. No, stop. We can't think like this.
Which brings us to the answer of our original question. Of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body.
It does? Yeah, what are you talking about? So what is it? Yeah, please, enlighten me.
A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice Dono.
No. So the body was simply dropped down? Would you not have, like, a lot of, like... That's a whole story. Not some trauma or bruising?
Oh my, I see. And the defendant couldn't climb down with his free hand.
But, like, this is, again, just an assumption. You have to find the proof. Is there bruising on his body? Drop the body down. Who would do such a disrespectable thing? Besides dropping the body down, would leave mark. Yes, on the body itself. Oh, he's gonna find marks, isn't he?
So you're capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct.
Really? Oh, thanks. Oh no, Apollo, do not. No, yeah, no, don't take this as a win yet. Huh? What's this?
It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured. I'm sure we can figure out why.
It can't be implied in rupture when the defendant dropped the victim's body.
I am. For they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and the shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. Yet according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found in the victim's body. We know Blackwell enough that he has an answer for this as well. He has an answer for mostly everything until, like, we corner him, you know? You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence.
Oh, and he silenced us.
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Dono. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of fabric of tomorrow. The fabric is made to protect astronauts from dangers of space.
Ah, bro.
So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
I love the back and forth here. Then should it be impossible to stab someone to it as well?
Nah, it should. And yet, though through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot. Oh no!
Someone had to know about the weak spot. What are the chances? It's someone who knew about it.
You forget that our killer's an astronaut himself with the knowledge of how the suit works.
He's got me there. That's rough. That is rough for us.
And now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts.
Can we debate him a little bit? Because, again, that's pretty good from Blackwell. That's pretty good, but...
It's clear that Solomon Starbuck was the only one who could have killed Clay Terrain.
Ah! That's pretty good evidence, by the way. The idea that someone would have to know about the weak spot to stab him. Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tanks. Consider this my send-off gift. Feel free to use this payment to cross-examine the river Styx. You sending me to hell? The little spit. The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant had 80% remaining oxygen displayed on the left shoulder. Hey, this report is pretty detailed. Displayed on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. After the incident, the victim's tank was ruptured and the remaining oxygen was at 0%. The tank belonging to Starbuck, who claims to have carried the victim, was said it was 80% full. Tanks were functioning properly at the time. I guess that means these glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen in the tank. Yeah, so it was 50 here. I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of space. Prison space, probably. Space boy. Yes? Cheeky smile. Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful even when viewed through bars. You mean the stars as seen from prison? Yeah, well, that's exactly what he means. That's right, your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. I think you're overselling what it's like to be in prison. I think you're making a prison out to be a lot better than it actually is, Blackwell. That's not half a bad thought. Okay, I mean, I guess it's like, but like Blackwell clearly likes prison though. He talks about prison as if it's like his own social club. Mr. Starbuck, Prosecutor Blackwell's got to him good. Yeah, he's talking about how bad it might not be to be in prison. Spaceship, prison cell, fly me, my guilt, and my despair into the deepest, darkest space. Spaceship, prison cell? No, you're not going to prison. I hope you're not going to prison anyway, because then we'll lose. But also at the same time, like, it's very sad if someone slipped him something and made him like think like and done something to his I guess his thought patterns. But man, that wound evidence is so damning. And then let's get sucked to a black hole together. No. Objection. Yeah, let's object to that right away. Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh? Yes, Apollo. You know Clay really looked up to you. Look at this man. Look at these two men together. Too much beautiful men on one screen. He said you were an incredible man. He said you'd never give up your dreams and passion for space no matter the situation. He said that? So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Terrain. For Clay? You're wasting your breath. You get it. Get the excitement going. Look at this shot. Right up into the sky as well. You know, yeah, 100%. I didn't know there was like a big skylight on the roof. Okay. Wait, do we have confidence, Starbuck? Apollo? Thank you. I can see things clearly now. Great. Awesome. I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of my life's mission. Whenever I hear the word fine now, it's going to have such a different connotation, you know? Right. We'll both be fine. I'll prove your innocence. You'll see. I'll prove your innocence. You'll see. I loved, the I'm fine thing is gonna have such a like it already had such a big meaning because of the way him and Athena interacted, but now it's always gonna have this weight behind it as well. And after that, we'll get you back into space. Yeah! You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul. I'm on fire. I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe. Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm like the kind of like astronaut thumbs up to the kids in the crowd type thing. This is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let you and Clay down. Yes! Yes, Starbuck. Balderdash, great word. The sun, the moon, all of space is calling me. Solomon, Soul, Starbuck. Ready for launch. Begin the countdown. 5, 4, oh my god. Athena, 3, 2, 1. The whole crowd. Lift off! I love it. This is actually like, you know, strangely motivational. Like usually the hijinks are usually like against us. This time it's for us and I'm for it. I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch. He's very charismatic. Apollo, you did it. You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip over Mr. Starbuck, which is what we need to do because he was like convincing Starbuck just to confess. I can't take the credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. Of course Apollo would say this. If you simpletons are massaging one another's egos, no, we're not. We're never done. No matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. True. I but to wait for a final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your boldness? Gah! I can't let up now. I have to stop Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just had to make it back into space. Oh my god, look at that! Are you serious? The two of them look so happy together. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think. If only people at the Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck. And if Clay was already dead by the time this footage was taken, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is to prove someone else was there? Oh, to prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived in the boarding lounge. That's probably the best idea. In which case, I should be able to find some contradiction in the evidence itself. Now let's see about this, the data we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm going to prove that false, then there must be something I can use here. Enough of this false, your boldness. You have your verdict. Blackwell's always very good at putting the pressure on the judge.
Objection!
But we got to put the pressure back. Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite the hurry to rush the verdict. But about this oxygen tank data you submitted just now. It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank at 80% remaining while Mr. Tran is at 50, but is it because it says 50 in the video? Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. I love when Apollo does this, right? This is like when you corner, then I guess it simply means that it was faulty as evidence goes. When Apollo like says that to Blackwell, it usually means I gotcha. It's when he's like, do you agree with that? Yeah, I agree with that. Then how about this? You would explain what you mean, Justice Dodo. It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case, yet it says 50. Take a look here at the detailed description, you'll see what I mean. I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory. Yes, Your Honor, right away. This evidence that oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to... Right? Where is it? Here. Because it says 50. It says 50. And how does this evidence present a contradiction? I love when we get to push back a little bit. Like, and this was an amazing moment. Like, the joy of, like, him getting his confidence back, like, gave us our confidence, it gave us more confidence, too, and gave us the boost that we needed also. It felt like we just fought back from on the ropes, you know? The problem part is here. Right there. Look, it says 50. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carried Mr. Tran. It appears to say 50. Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank at 80% remaining. The oxygen tank increased? I see Your Honor finds it strange as I do. It's bad enough that there is a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical. Oh my, you're absolutely right. What is going on here?
Silence.
What are you gonna silence us about? I too find out the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be as odd as if my rations were to increase. Everything to him is about the prison. Everything. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that that is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse. I think one of my theories is about to be, I'm going to bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, oh my god, Apollo! Apollo, you're bold in prison. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase, just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical. We can't overlook it.
Silence.
Oh, Lord. In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle of mysteriously increasing oxygen?
You better not disappoint or I'll declare the inconsistency as a mere equipment malfunction. Yeah, you would. Prosecutor Black, the music has stopped. Has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So do you think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased? Of course I can. The thing to do the time that gets to turn my thinking around. Yep. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. That's the thing. I thought from last episode, I think I was talking about how like maybe they swapped. And maybe like they gave each other, I don't know, like, but I'm thinking they got it mixed up for sure. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have shown 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not why did the oxygen tank level increase, but what had to have happened to make it look like it increased. Yeah, I think they swapped. I'm making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here. I think they swapped.
Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. They were going the other way, the tanks were damaged, the victim was carrying the defendant. I actually, like, and this is one of those times, the rare times where, like, I think I have, like, said this from, like, early on. The reason I thought this more when I first said it, though, was literally because, I'll just show you why I thought this. I thought because he was carrying these things that were actually, like, I believe that capsule belonged to the victim, belonged to Turan. But now we're talking about like how it says 50 on his oxygen tank, and if you look at the report here, where's the report that we were given on the oxygen tank? It says that, you know, the remaining oxygen tank was 0%, right? After the incident, the victim's tank was ruptured and the remaining oxygen was 0%. The tank belonging to Starbuck claimed to have carried the victim, said it was 80%. So his oxygen tank was drained faster than it would have been the other guy's oxygen tank. So yeah, the victim carrying the defendant. This is awesome. This is huge. What if it's the other way around?
The other way around? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out, this is where our base assumptions went. And this is going to prove that he didn't die on the shuttle. He could have died here in the lounge. We assumed it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Tran, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Tran at all. It was Mr. Tran who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge. This is so good.
It was?
Yep. Awesome. And I thought it was just because of the power clips. Yeah, the oxygen tank is such a cool piece of evidence.
Order, Mr. Justice. You mean to tell me that this person on the right is the victim, Clay Turan?
It's the only way the riddle of increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. Exactly. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0%. That's right. There's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. That means Mr. Tran was alive as they made their escape to the lounge.
Silence.
No, you can't silence this.
How short your memories. Have you forgotten how you yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time.
How did he descend the ladder with his arms full? I have no idea. I'm not talking about that point at this point in time, Mr. Blackwell. I'm just talking about the fact that this oxygen tank thing doesn't add up, and you know it doesn't add up.
Objection! Oh my god! Right back at him.
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with a broken blade.
Excuse me?
That's a freaking sick line. That's such a hard as F line. And usually I'm not like, that's hard as F. That's so cool. Because this whole time, you know, talking about blades, it's one of the best, like, comebacks in this game. It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that matter needs further investigating. Yes, exactly. Yes, Apollo. Focus on this part. Don't let him focus back on the other part. But we've proven Mr. Tran was alive when he reached the boarding lounge.
Exactly.
This fact alone shatters your claims and opens the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. There were two people who claimed to be the first one on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see. The two people were Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos.
You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? It's more than possible. This is Ace Attorney. Yes, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging.
It seems we'll have to hear the testimony of these first two people on the scene.
Score. Honestly, Apollo, really well done.
Come to think of it, Detective Arm
I love how I'm I picked the choices, but in fairness, like this is one of those things we just clicked one button this time around. Apollo did like everything there. Like he did all the reasoning, you know, like this. I can't even take the credit for that, you know. I'll give it all to Apollo. Well, I think that's kind of like what these games are, right? It's like you're picking the kind of like general answers, but then I'm always like really proud of the people we're playing as, because then they fill in all the gaps. You know, they fill in everything, which I really, really love about the characters, whether it be Athena, you know, Rinosuke, Apollo, or Phoenix, or anyone we ever play as. Couldn't think of it. Detective Arm should be here in court right now.
Bailiff, could you please show Detective Arm to the stand?
This is a character. I remember in the first trial, I was like, I would love to have talked to his character. It's a really cool design. Who's objecting? No!
I have an announcement to everyone.
What is the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here.
Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb.
The bomb was diffused. So this is when it starts, but it's about to explode.
Ode?
Right now? This is when it happens? A bomb now? But I thought that we get the verdict, right? Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I don't want to die. Oh no, everyone's panicking. Yeah, this is bad. I didn't think it was gonna happen right now. Oh, Blackwell calming people down?
Headless chickens with a death wish. The lot of you calm yourselves for all else.
I mean, yeah, we probably do just need some. The music is fantastic. We do need someone to calm us down, I suppose. Come on, Paul, let's get out of here. But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream? And who will carry out Clay's final wish? Oh, he's like, I will stay if there's a bomb here to carry out my friend's wish. It's crazy how good the music is. I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow up the truth forever. Oh no! Look how beautiful that is. Refuse to let things end here. Apollo's saying, I will stay here with a bomb. Apollo, there's no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're gonna die. Come on, this way. Hey, ouch! Let me go. Apollo. Juniper? She hasn't evacuated yet? Juniper, are you alright? Oh, they're showing like this really panicky situation just through dialogue. No, not that way. Holy hell. It happened at this moment. I thought they were going to prevent it now. I thought it was going to happen later. Okay. What? I knew we expected a bomb, but I wasn't expecting it at that moment. Maybe I was silly not to expect it, but like I just didn't expect it in that singular moment. Let's get right into the next part of this, guys. Let's get right into the next part of this. Like, for real. Because holy hell. In the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. What's gonna happen now? Because this trial can't continue, right? Because it turns into a different trial, right? Am I right in saying that it turns into a different trial? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's in the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. This is going, like, I love that they're doing this because, like, again, so far in this story has like flipped around so many times. Like, we went, you know, to the past, to the future, to the present, we're back in the past again. And we haven't gone to the present. Sorry, no, we've gone to the past. Then we went to the future. No, went to the future. Then we went to the past. Then we went into the future past. Then we went back into the past. That is the future of that past. And while the way I'm describing it is very confusing, I'm not confused, which I think is good storytelling at the very least. Like, I'm not confused about the whole timeline. And now, the only thing I'm confused about here, I will say, is I didn't know when the bomb exactly was going to go off. I knew there was going to be a bomb. I just didn't know when the bomb was going off. But in terms of the timeline, in terms of the actual dates and times, I just think they're doing a good job. Phoenix narrating this as well. This one destroyed courtroom number 4. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber, which is insane. When you think about it now, insane. I know we got her off free, but like, you mongrels. I think they just wanted someone to blame really quickly. Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took on her case on. Wait, they're going through all this? They're going through all this? We managed to clear Miss Wood's name. You did. Yeah, this happened as well. The attack. Oh my god, we're getting closer to the current timeline, but Apollo suffered further injuries when he was attacked by Ted Tonate. That B word. Holy hell, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. We're back at the... Because now, Candace Arm is dead. We're not questioning her anyway. December 19th, 3:21 p.m., Write Anything Agency. Very different tone than we usually come here, right? When we usually come to the Write Anything Agency, it's like the one happy place. But it's clear this is not it. Apollo's a tough guy, but it's taking his toll on him. Of course, he had a friend that he tried to like avenge and make his dream come true, but he didn't get to, you know, accomplish that. Yeah, poor guy. Being attacked by Sinead like that on top of all of his other injuries. It's not just the injuries, man. It's the emotional stuff as well. Look at that. Holy hell. Apollo is resting at a nearby Hickfield clinic. I've had some experience at the place myself. What an awful turn of events. I never thought he'd land in a hospital, of all places. There's Trucy, our little sister. You must miss him too, huh? Now that you don't have anything else to tease. Don't worry, he's young. He'll heal quickly. I'll be back before you know it. It's been a while since I last saw Trucy look so down. I mean, man, like, they're close. Trucy and Apollo got super close. Like, they were like brother and sister for most of the game, and then like solidified it towards the end of that game. We won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating. No, how could you? Like, it's again, like that red jacket on the freaking couch as well. Me too, Athena. All right, enough of this, people. There's no time to be moping around. Now dry those eyes, both of you. You're the only one who's crying, Athena. Technicalities. Look, we have work to do. We have to take over. Take over what exactly? Apollo State's suspender case, of course. As no verdict has been reached, there's still a chance. Wait, so they're gonna take over the case? I didn't expect this. Make sure you ask Apollo for permission. You know what I mean? Because like he might, like, that's a very personal case to him for sure. I know Athena means like more than well. Like Athena's a beautiful, beautiful soul, so she never would mean bad about it. But like, make sure you ask permission, man. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbuck's defense. We have to avenge our fallen comrade, right, Daddy? He's not dead yet, though. But yeah, you're very sweet, Trucy. You're very sweet. Apollo's exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know. Exactly, yeah. Good. Now that's settled, let's get going. Come on, we gotta run. Wait, right now? Now? We better not be running the whole way. There she goes. I better go catch up. Athena's enthusiasm is infectious. Constantly. Look how the tone has changed. It's changed completely. Can you take care of the office, Trucy? Sure thing, Daddy. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I'm gonna bake some cookies and fill up my magic panties for you. Phrasing. Trucy seems to be feeling a little better. I love Apollo. Like, sorry, Phoenix is just used to that, though. I can always count on Athena to perk everyone up with her enthusiasm. Oh, she's back. She came back? Don't mind me, just forgot a few things. Wallet, phone, the documents, my bag. Sounds like more like you forgot everything. I can always count on Athena for that too. Honestly, like, again, she just lifts my spirits so much. All right, you two, let's be careful out there. Oh, we're going straight to the detention center. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure Apollo will be like okay with it, like, and so I guess like as well. Like, I hope that I'm not making it sound like, you know, oh, here's a big rift, like, or whatever, a big problem. I just thought it would have been nice to visit Apollo at the hospital as well. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. They probably want to get this done as soon as possible as well. December 19, detention center, visitors room. So our client is Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous, even I've heard of him. That's right. He's a super famous astronaut who works at the Cosmos Space Center. He was actually put up in outer space 7 years ago. You seem to know quite a bit about him. Now I'm all excited to meet the man. Oh no, he's back to being kind of like a bit melancholic. Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. Apollo told me all about you. You're Phoenix Wright, Apollo's mentor, right? Yes, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it. Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Mr. Wright and I have got you covered. And you're the new kid that Apollo told me about? Wait, don't I know you from somewhere? The trial, right? Yeah, the actual trial. I don't think so. Yeah, the actual trial. I guess so. My mistake. I can't stop thinking about Apollo just because I know that like it was such a big deal to me. He's willing to stay inside a courtroom where a bomb was about to go off to avenge and to help fulfill the dream of his friend. And I just want to make sure he's okay, man. My memory isn't what it used to be. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. I mean, I'm so astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft. So he's feeling like downtrodden now because he's like the story is now a bomb went off in. But no, you know what the thing is though? That's good about this. Actually, I know it's not good because people died. But that sounds so horrible. You guys know I didn't mean to phrase it like that. But like, what now this proves is that like the bomb that went off in the courtroom was Mr. Ted Donate, and also the third bomb that was in the that went off was Ted Donate. It wasn't you, right? So like, there's someone so they're saying that they'd have to prove then that you and him set up some bombs. Yeah, because he seriously got to stop depressing himself. Cheer, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entering the stratosphere, that just means we shine like shooting stars, right? There she goes. Like shooting stars, huh? You know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? Because you don't think about these things when you're upset with yourself. You don't. When you're feeling sorry for yourself or when you're sad or you have anxiety, you're not thinking like about the brighter side of things, you know? Even on the smallest things where it's like, oh, I have anxiety about like, will I get this drawing done by the end of the day? You're not thinking about like, oh, I have like a 20-minute period to finish up some touches at like 9 p.m. You're just thinking about how the negative aspects of it. So sometimes having someone else there to snap you out of it, it's a good thing. After all, that's what we were all put on this earth to do, right? Shine like stars. I love it. Guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash. So Apollo and Phoenix both do this type of thing, and like Renosuke would do it too, where like a character will be like, man, I love pancakes. And then like in a very funny moment, like under their own breath, they're like, oh, well, you're a bit of a waffle. You know what I mean? This guy's waffling all the time. I freaking love it. It's so funny because they always like have some little quip to say. Yeah, here we go. But I think Phoenix's answers are always like 3, 2, 1. Look, again, straight to the stratosphere beyond. This was great in the courtroom. Such a great moment. But Phoenix's ones are always like a tiny tinge more negative. Yeah, I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Good. Is that really all it takes? So we have to talk to you about the case. Yeah, let's go. So you have no memory of all of the incident? He's making me yawn. I'm so ashamed. My memory of the time is as black as cloud as a dark nebula. Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like they said in the trial? You got it wrong. I told him during the investigation too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It is true I developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years ago. And I was taking medication secretly every now and then when my anxiety got bad. Having a fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about. Of course. It's like it's your life. And letting people know that you have a fear of something that's a big part of your life, that's become a big part of your persona and your public persona, is extremely difficult. You know what I mean? It's like finding out a runner, or that's a bad example. It's like finding out like when a rock star doesn't like playing music anymore. It's heartbreaking. Like, even though it's like you can't, like, you don't want to, like, you can't directly, like, you wouldn't insult them or be mean to them, but in your heart you're like, oh, that hurts, man. That hurts that he doesn't like doing this anymore. But it happens. Oh, the so-called Hat 1 miracle? That must have been a terrifying experience. But I'm still an astronaut at heart, come what may. I would never take drugs that might impede my performance just before a launch. Well, like, I think, it depends on what the medication is, right? Because I think they fed him like a bunch of anti-anxiety pills or something like that. But if they're not prescription, then it can be, you shouldn't take them. You know what I mean? He's right. Like, if they're not prescription, you definitely shouldn't be taking pills before you go on a flight. It just doesn't make any sense. That launch meant everything to me. That's more certain than the theory of relativity. He seems like a completely different person now. This is the face of the astronaut I know. But the tranquilizer were found in your system. Huh. Yeah, see, that's the thing. But I don't know why. I'm done for. If you didn't take them, then maybe somebody slipped them to you? Exactly, that's what I thought. It must have been the real culprit. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably where we have to find out, or at least follow that line. My medication was in my locker. Anyone could have gotten their hands on it. So it was prescription, okay. But he took it at a time maybe he wasn't supposed to take. Okay, that's my bad then. My bad. When we're wrong, we're wrong. Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch in your pocket. Yeah, that's gotta be it. I've been framed. I'll say, they managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? Anything at all, no matter how small, like about the murder weapon, for example. That knife. I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits, so it is a space knife. It has a symbol on it. Utility kits? Yeah, staff who work on the machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to use. All the techniques have them, so all the technicians have them, so I doubt you could prove whose knife it is. Utility knife updated in the court record. So the Hat 1 miracle. As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right? That's right. It was a pretty rough experience. During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft. You did? What kind of problems? Power failure, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column. The heat shield came off as we were entering the atmosphere. I thought it was a goner, but I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer. Okay. No wonder they dubbed it the Hat 1 miracle. It's a miracle you made it back. Exactly, yeah. Space is a boundless place. That's why it continues to capture people's imaginations. But the vastness of space shows us how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. Wow. The darkness just goes on and on forever and ever and ever without end. Yeah, the absolute trauma this would create after this, right, man? Like even if you survived, like surviving very traumatic experiences can create just those similar type of experiences, right? It can create it can create a fear in your mind forever. Like sometimes it never leaves. But there is obviously hope. Like I think we've seen in this trial there is hope for him, just like there's hope for everybody. I don't want to make it seem like you can't come out the other end of this stuff. That would be horrible for me to say. There's nobody else. Nobody was going to come save me. I was all alone. This is, for him to have to recant this as well. All alone with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breath. Oh, breathing and heartbeat. That's horrible. I kept scrambling to make repairs. But I couldn't keep my hands from shaking. Yeah. I'm glad that they, again, like I said, it was a very traumatic experience, but I'm glad they're showing that there is, also, a hope, like we've seen in that trial, to kind of, not overcome those fears, because, it's okay to have fears, 100%. But to also show that, it doesn't mean that your life is donezo. You know what I mean? Because he was giving up. An experience like that would make anyone afraid go in space. 100%. That's so freaking understandable. With the experience you had, weren't you dreading this mission? What? No way. Of course not. Even now, I want to go up into space so bad I can barely stand it. I want to shake off the Earth's gravity at an escape velocity and spin around weightless. But you have to admit, it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid? I was afraid. Of course I was. Still am. Love when people admit this stuff. Love it. But space is a man's final frontier, an unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere. The cosmic truth, huh? I guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life. No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. I love the admittance of fear, but also the admittance of being able to overcome it as well. I love it. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing's for sure, Mrs. Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. A lot of questions being asked. Of course, he's our new defendant. There's Clay, the victim, Clay Turan. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he? Well, it wasn't a big exaggerated deal like a master and apprentice or anything like that. But Clay did think of me as his mentor. The mentor and the protege? What a combination they must have been. With his encouragement, I knew I could get over my fear and go back into space. That's awesome to have someone like that in your life. But now? Clay must have been very encouraging, huh? Yeah, it's funny, really. Whenever I'd hear him shout, "You're fine!" Oh, just like Apollo, Athena, you gotta remember this. I always got the feeling everything really was gonna be just fine. You're fine. Yeah, exactly, Athena. Apollo says I'm fine, and you're fine all the time, too. See? Like what Clay was for Starbuck is what Athena and Apollo are for each other during these trials. And I always feel encouraged, too, whenever I hear him shout it. Exactly. Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. They used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. One day out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those two hung around the Space Center so much, they were like a part of the staff. One time during zero-G training, I started to panic a little bit, and the two of them just took turns shouting, "You're fine!" Oh my god. I'm taking lethal hits to the heart right now. These two sweet men. These two sweet boys. Look at this. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Look at this. What a cast. So sweet. It was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm fine and you're fine. We're like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases, huh? Which adds so much more weight to the previous trials as well. I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and the relationship. Let's do it. Speaking of Clay, how do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder? Huh. Sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine. But he actually did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist, yeah. From the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. Yeah, it's not what Blackwell described. But that prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through the barred windows. You're fine. Solomon Starbuck is fine. Everything's going to be alright. Good job, Athena. Huh? And Athena Sykes is fine. Come on, Mr. Wright. You too. Say it, Phoenix. Come on. Do I really have to? Come on, Phoenix. Phoenix Wright is fine. Yeah. Come on. I can't hear you. You tell him, Athena. Phoenix Wright is fine. We'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence. And have faith in us. I believe in you wholeheartedly. And that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thank you, both of you. I'll put my faith in you. And vow to make it back into space. All I need first is a not guilty verdict. I'm sure it feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and then that we're all fine. Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's get our investigation of the Space Center started pronto. Good idea. Let's go. Crazy stuff. I love how freaking beautiful the relationship between Apollo and like Athena is, and how it's like reflected in his relationship with Clay as well, and also now reflected in the relationship between Clay and Starbuck. Really beautiful stuff. Guys, we're gonna end the video here, but we're gonna come back tomorrow with another episode of this beauty of a game and this beauty of a trial, or case, I suppose, but it's changed completely now that we have a whole different cast here as well. Thank you to Tyfara 2, Jamie Bull, Janet Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuld, Radish, Anusta, Shabata Bread, Malcolm Conde, Death Trap, and Lynx Markey. And guys, I will see you all so soon. Bye bye.